Hi guys, my name's Caitlin and welcome to the first video on my channel. So today I'm really excited to share the first kind of completed part of my island, like maybe 90% completed part of my Animal Crossing island. So today I've got a speed build for a fish market slash my pier area slash like picnicky area. I don't know. It kind of to me seems like it would be maybe like a I don't know, like a beachside like I mean it really is just a fish market honestly. And then I threw, some fishing gear next to it and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the first part of my island that I can probably call mostly finished. So I got the game about 2 months ago. I went through, terraformed everything to kind of semi-match something I saw on Pinterest because honestly, I am terrible at terraforming. This is the first time I've ever played an Animal Crossing game. I had no idea what to do when I was designing my island. Like, I was so overwhelmed by this, just like, you can do anything. And I was like, but I don't know what to do. So, anyway, I finished terraforming my island probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but then I had no idea where to even start decorating. There were so many little areas where I was like, oh, I could do this here, or I could do this here, and I didn't really have any inspiration to finish any of the areas. My catalog is also pretty small because I've only really been playing for about a month and a half. So I felt like I just didn't have the items to finish an area. But I got inspired to do this build when I started to do the fishing tournament this past weekend with one of my friends. She came to my island and we spent like 3 hours straight fishing. It was horrible. I'm so bad at fishing in this game. So getting to 300 points was so terrifying. And then on top of that, I didn't even get to the 300 points. I was maybe 10 points away and I didn't realize it. And then I forgot about it. And then it was late. And I don't know if I could just time travel back and get the last couple of points, but I was so close. I was so close. So I started to see all of the items from that event and they were so cute and I was like, okay, well, I can't even make the excuse that I don't have the items anymore because I have all of these items now that I can make something out of. So definitely going to change parts of this as time goes on, but I think for now I really like how it turned out. It's really cute. So I'll go ahead and throw up the materials list for everything I used in this build in its current state. I'll also throw up the custom design codes for the wood pathing, the stones, and the blanket that I use for the picnic area. The creator codes for those are in the description. For the trees and plants in this area, I'm mostly focused on using coconut trees because it's a beach, so, that kind of makes sense. And then using hyacinths and mums for the most part. I don't have a ton of flowers because I'm still working on flower breeding, but I don't know. I really like the way the hyacinths look, so I went ahead and used a couple of those. I think eventually in the background area of the build, I want to add a little bit of bamboo, but I don't have any bamboo on my island right now because I really didn't like the way that it looked, but it's starting to grow on me. I think it looks so cute. So I'll probably add a little bit of bamboo later. Also, the cliff behind my island is nowhere near done. I threw some trees there just to make it a little bit more interesting to look at, but that is definitely going to change whenever I do the build for my house because with the way that my island is laid out, my house is actually on so that like third cliff that you can see a little bit. My house is up on that cliff right now. So It might move. I'm not really sure. I kind of like where it is, but I kind of don't like where it is. So it might move. It might not move. Regardless, that area of my island is absolutely not finished right now. And when I finish it, I'm sure I'll move around some of the trees, add some more stuff, and make it look a little bit more interesting. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just bad at this and it's not going to look interesting. Maybe none of this is going to look interesting. I don't know. Let me know if I completely make this look horrible. So, my favorite area of this build ended up being the super simple picnic area. I don't know why I love it so much, but it's definitely my favorite part of the build. It is so simple and just, I don't know, it feels weird saying that that's my favorite because it doesn't even feel like a lot, but it's so cute. I think it's just so cozy and um, really like, I don't know, it seems like it would be a really nice place to just go chill out and hang out, and it's adorable. My favorite item from this is either the drying rack, which I'm about to place. I thought that was such a nice item from the fishing tournament and probably my favorite item from the fishing tournament. I also really loved, so here you can see me placing some of the fish that I can currently catch on my island. It's in the northern hemisphere, so the red snapper and squid. I really liked how, and this was like complete coincidence because I just caught a couple of fish and then decided which ones I was going to use, but I really like how you can customize the drying rack to be a squid or a fish, and I place another drying rack in a second, and they look so good next to each other and then also next to the fish that match them, and it was not planned, but it looks so good and I love it. Here I'm going to shoot down a balloon because I don't know. I can't not shoot down a balloon. I don't know. So that area on the north part of my beach is where I pretty much threw like anything I had in my household inventory or a couple of things that I ordered from the catalog that I thought maybe might look good in this build. I pulled entirely too many items to be in this build. Like, wait, I never could have used all of these items, but I threw them up there anyway and ended up not using things that I was 100% sure I was going to use and using things I brought out thinking there's no way I'm going to use this. So I'm glad I did it, but I spent like an hour after I recorded this just cleaning up the disaster that became pretty much my entire island because I also ran out of resources to craft a couple of things like halfway through, so then I was just running around chopping all of my trees, and it was not good. It was not good. I My island was a disaster, but it was so worth it because I love how this turned out. So that's okay. So either the drying rack is my favorite, and that was a really long tangent to go off on. Or the clay furnace, which I haven't placed yet. I think I'm gonna place it in a second. The clay furnace was also an item that I didn't get from the fishing tournament. I got it from a balloon the same day that I was getting ready to work on this area, and I think it looks really, really cute and just ties the whole area together as either being like maybe it's a fish market, maybe it's more like a shop, cafe, restaurant area that doesn't have any tables. Maybe that's why there's a picnic basket. I don't know, but I thought it looked really cute. It might eventually get moved. This whole area might eventually change up. I think if I get like some smaller like tables, the little area where I have, which you'll see later. I'm not there yet, but this area where I have like these wetsuits and fishing poles and stuff laid out for people, I think that might get changed into more of like a restaurant, but I don't know. I really I don't know what I'm doing at this point. If you haven't caught on. So but here is where I started trying to place the furnace. It makes so much more sense to have the fire facing in, like towards the, I mean, like where you would be working but the the logs just looked so good. I just couldn't do it. I had to have them facing out. And with the tiki torches, this build looks beautiful at night. So gorgeous. But yeah, easily potentially one of my favorite items from this. I don't know. So I think right now, overall, just an update on like how my island's doing. Again, this is positioned in the southwest part of my island near my pier, and it's the only part of my island that's actually decorated, and especially in winter, it looks really depressing. My island looks so sad right now because it's just snow and cliffs and occasionally a building. But right now, my island is completely terraformed, or at least the base of it is fully terraformed. As I do builds, I'm sure I'm gonna like edit the terraforming a little bit, but the canvas is done. I need to clean up. It's gotten worse since this video. I need to clean up my flowers and keep working on flower breeding. I'm probably going to stream this weekend cleaning up my flower beds and trying to time travel into getting at least most of the flowers in the game. I still need, I had a full list earlier. I still need blue hyacinths, I think purple hyacinths, if those are a thing. I need a lot of the blue flowers and a lot of the purples and green mums, which I'm really excited to get the green mums because I think they look so adorable. But I need to clean up my flowers and figure out how to get the ones that I don't have. Uh, and then the next part of my island is either going to be finishing up the villager area where I have Poncho and Renee, doing my campsite, which seriously might happen because I have some really cute ideas for my campsite, or doing, which up here is where my campsite is. Actually, we're going to take a little bit of a detour because I needed a lily because I ran out of flowers that I could use. So either doing the campsite, doing Poncho and Renee's area, or finishing up the area where I have Lily and Julian's house because I'll already be working in that area. So Julian's house is right here, and then Lily's house is right there, right by all of my flowers. So she has become the gardener by accident. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did happen nonetheless. So, either going to be doing one of those three projects. I think I'm leaning more towards the campsite right now because I do have a lot of work to do on my flowers. So, I don't want to do Lily's house and then completely change my flowers and then have to redo Lily's house. Or Poncho and Renee's area is kind of weird because I do need to move another house over there, but I'm not sure how I want to do it yet. I think there's some more terraforming that I'm going to want to do over there. My original idea, I don't really like it anymore, and I do need to move over the house that my husband has. And I don't know what else I want to put over there. I'm going to end up having to put something else over there. So I have all of the houses on my island grouped into threes. My island is named Hogwarts because I'm a mega Harry Potter fan, which is also why my Animal Crossing character is just living in her Ravenclaw robes all the time. But I don't want to make a themed island, if that makes sense. I kind of just wanted to have it be like inspired by the Hogwarts houses, but not themed. We're not doing that because that would be so much work. I also want to play around with different themes because I don't really know which aesthetic I like the most and if I would want to do one island in like this one aesthetic and then get halfway through the island and be like, wow, I really, really, really don't want to do a cottagecore island. I don't know. So I figured if I separated my island into four houses, I could also separate my island into four kind of four aesthetics. I think they're going to be relatively similar, but I could use different aesthetics in each area and it would make sense. So this southwest corner is a part of the Ravenclaw area, which is where my house is, and then Lily and Julian are also in these areas. I love both of them. Absolutely love both of them. Julian's still my favorite villager, but I really like Lily too. And I did not like Lily at first. I'm terrified of frogs in real life, so I was not excited to have a frog on my island. I was not here for it. I was not here for it. The northwest part of my island is where I have my campsite, and that's also where I have my Hufflepuff villagers. So my Hufflepuff villagers are Maddie, Renee, and Miranda, mostly because they were all just really good friends, and I don't know why, but they really like to get along. So I threw them in the same house. My Gryffindor villagers are in the northeast part of my island with my Nookshop and Abel's, and they are my starters, Renee and Poncho, and then I'm also going to throw my husband's house over there. He never plays, but he wanted a character, and he made my 12th, so it worked out, because then I could have 3 in each region, and it would work out. So gonna throw him in Gryffindor. And then my last area, the Slytherin area, is in the southeast portion of my island. It has my museum, and eventually we'll have my rock garden, which I'm really excited about. And my villagers there are Lobo, Octavian, and Olaf, which he's going to be the first one to leave. I don't like Olaf. Most of my villagers, I said that about. Most of my villagers, I said, when they moved on my island, I don't like you. I don't want you. Leave right now. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. But I want to get their photos before I kick them out because, especially the ones that I don't like, I don't ever want to have to bring them back later. So I want to get their photos. I haven't gotten any of their photos yet because I really have not been able to figure out how to get photos from my villagers. So if you have tips on how to do that, let me know because I want to kick Olaf out so bad. He annoys me. I don't know why he annoys me so much, but he does. So he's going to be the first to go. I don't think I'm ever going to let Lily or Julian leave. I think they're just stuck here forever. I also don't think I'm ever going to let Poncho leave because he is so sweet and he was my favorite of the 2 starters. When I first got the game, I played a lot in the morning, the first week or 2 that I played because I was on PTO from my normal job and my parents were visiting us. So I didn't really have time to play in the afternoon because we were doing stuff with them. So I'd get up in the morning, but Renee would sleep until 1 p.m. So for the first week that I played the game, I never saw her because I was never on when she would have been awake. And Poncho was always up, and he was just so sweet and so friendly. And yeah, so Renee's gonna get kicked out eventually, but I'll probably keep Poncho around. I'm also thinking I'm gonna keep Lobo forever because he's so cranky. But he's so sweet. I really like Lobo. He's not really sweet at all, but he kind of is I like Lobo a lot. So we're gonna kick out Renee, Octavian, Olaf, and probably Maddie, Renee, and Miranda because they're cute villagers, but I just don't really love them. So anyway, but we're coming up to the end where I'm just gonna do a quick walkthrough of the entire build. I love this angled signpost. The fact that you can customize them, I didn't know that until right before I did this build, and I love it. This diner sign, probably going to get moved. It's super obnoxious, but I don't really know what else to put there. So if you have any ideas of what else I could put there, definitely open to that. I love how this turned out. Again, I might put some tables there or something eventually. But for now, I think the little shop is really cute. It's also really convenient having my wetsuits already out of my house and right next to the ocean. I'm also going to trade out those fish as the seasons change, so they're something that's in season and it makes more sense that they would be like the catch of the day. So, super cute area. Again, I just love the fire from the Tiki Torches and the furnace and the customization on those drying racks. It's just so cute. So adorable. The beach, the picnic area is a little bit further up the beach, so it's not directly next to this. And it's adorable. It is. It's so simple. It is so ridiculously simple, but so cute. I appreciate it so much. So, thank you guys so much if you've made it all the way through this video. I don't know how you've made it all the way through my rambling, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have ideas on how I can make this area a little bit better, definitely let me know. Subscribe if you want to see my island go from horrible to slightly less horrible, and I'll see you next time. Bye.